plus clean, safe surroundings. Let us care for you. Extra Foods, always extra for less.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Southern Main Road, Cunupia.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
Premium quality.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening and welcome to Breaking Barriers here on IBN Channel 8. Of course, it's a Wednesday evening here and let me just silence this phone here now. Okay, good. All right, here we go. I really don't know what to start with because there's so many things to deal with. But at the end of the day, anyway, it's a pleasure being in your company. And let me just tell you, this program is shown every single Wednesday evening from 8 p.m. I'm your host, Ishmael. We are on here, 450,000 plus viewers, 450,000 plus viewers, which is a huge amount. So, you know, when we say certain things here, you know, people listen. People who you don't know tell you they saw you, right? So at the end of the day, let me just deal with something from the onset and get that off. Now, a few months ago, I decided to buy one of those C33 Laurels for my son. Let's pull up the first advertise and then we'll deal with it during that, right? Yeah. Good. Let's welcome Tile Expression, the #1 place for tiles, whether it be ceramic, porcelain, you name it. Give them a check. They are located right there off Monroe Road in Cunupia. Every week, containers coming in. So if you don't see something that you want this week, you're sure to get it next week. All right. So what happened is that I decided to purchase this C33 Laurel because my son became a avid fan of drifting. In fact, he started liking the sport. And what happened is that I decided, okay, fine, I'll purchase the car for you. What happened is that we were looking about for people. What happened is that my workers said, well, they will do the build. But the thing is that because we were re-engineering the whole place here at Rock, we decided that we didn't want to take that upon ourselves because we have qualified servicemen here, because literally we were doing 300-400 vehicles for the police service per month. And what happened is that, let me just correct Firoz Khan there, stink mouth Firoz Khan, who cost me about my mother like I don't know what. That's from Khan's Auto Garage. The man cost me about my mother about 10 times, and we have it actually recorded. Right? So what is that, like I said before, I leave that right there because I don't even bother, because having a Muslim name does not give you the qualities. Anyway, what's happening is that I decided, here what's happening, as we know the Khans and them, and we know their place, and these guys are avid drifters, we would talk to them, and we will organize. Now what happened is that, at the beginning, we said here what's happening, we will just put on the engine and the gearbox, which is fact. Like I said, I have no reason to lie here. And everybody who knows me knows I'm a very factual person. I don't stutter when I speak. So when we spoke to Firoz now, Firoz told us here what's happening. He said here happening. He'll put in the engine and the gearbox, and he'll organize and hook it up, the electrical running, and he'll get it started and everything first, and he'll put in wherever it needs to get the engine functional. Right? We will supply, by the way, all the parts that is needed. Good. Now, all of a sudden now, a few months later, right? In fact, between that, we decided that we will add on the coilover springs, which we supplied. We will organize the brakes as well. So it's the brakes, the coilovers, and the handbrakes lever for the drifting. Now, I'm going somewhere with this. And what happened is that at the beginning, just to put in the engine and the box, and to get it running, right? We were told it's about $7,000. Not about. He said he would charge us $7,000. The boss man himself. $7,000. Right? And I say, no problem, go ahead. Now, Insha and Ishmael have a garage, so I accost them with pricing, right? And I look at a man just walking here, Patos, and Patos could tell me if I'm factual with this, please. Right? So coilovers and all that just go in where the old shocks come out. It ain't no big thing, and spindles is nut and bolts. Very simple process to get it done. In fact, in 2-3 hours, you could put in all the spindles and all the shocks in a car. Correct, Patos? And you could put in the calipers, because it's just nut and bolt. You in this thing how much years now? Almost 40 years. 40 years. So what I'm saying is fact, right? Within 2-3 hours, everything done. Yeah. Good. Let me ask you a question, Patos. If a man is paying you $7,000, right, to put in an engine and a gearbox and to get it working and in, would you expect to get a bill afterwards for installation of radiator, installation of cooler, everything separate? No. That is basically a ripoff, correct? Yeah. Good. And that is exactly my point. Now what happens is that, I'll show you 2 bills here. Guys, could we get those 2 bills? Take a look at this. According to Khan's, Firoz Khan's Auto Garage, and by the way, I want you to watch the number on that bill. Could we look at the number on the bill, please? No. The number on the bill. Zoom into that number. How could a garage be in existence for 10, 15 years, and that is your bill number? One car, yeah. One car, yeah? Now, I don't care about that. This is Board of Inland Revenue thing. Right? So Board of Inland Revenue have to handle that, because that definitely brings about some serious questions. But not only that, the labor is 20,800 patos. 20,000 plus. Look, labor going up to 22,300. What do you think about that? What do you think about this? And as I said before, we had agreed, come back to me, we had agreed that the engine and gearbox going in and it working, and the other things is just added. And as God is my witness, that is fact. All of a sudden now, wait, I'll show you our next bill. Take a look at this next bill. Good. Zoom in again. Check the number on this bill, Patos. Number 15. Eh? Somebody dealing with this type of figures, and the amount of vehicles they claim to deal with, their bill is number 15. Anyway, let me go, all that. Let me go ahead, let me go long, let me go. Right. Installation. Imagine just to install a drift handbrakes is $2,500. Right? Installation of piping and cooler, intercooler. Who you think supply the intercooler and the piping? Me. I supply it. The labor to install that is $3,500. Now, isn't the intercooler part of the workings of the engine, Patos? Could you run an engine without an intercooler, Patos? If the engine was designed so? So all of a sudden, all these things that were supposed to be included now, all of a sudden cans, and could we show back that place, please? That bill, I want to show the name, right? Feroz Cans Auto Garage Limited. All of a sudden now, we start 7414872, right? All of a sudden now, we start to get costs for the funding. Now, I always say, Inshan Ishmael don't owe nobody. Nobody. You want to bill my 100,000, I will pay my 100,000. But here what happening? You ain't going to work for me again. And I assure you as God is my witness, that your business, things are going to be so rosy again. Because after people see this program, and it is not like the 10 and 20 people all have on Facebook. This is hundreds of thousands of people. After they see this, they will realize something is wrong. And I've always said, and this is not an indictment, I don't want to indict the young boys and them, they're out of this. You know, they're good young boys. But you see the father when I spoke to him this evening, and I tell him, I say, partner, even your bills, I can't even play the conversation on here because the man cussed me about my mother so nasty. Feroz Khan. I have it recorded. I talk about real stink, dirty cuss, you know, man. And here it is. I am questioning certain things, which is my right. But what if a man come to you and want to charge you $1,000 for something that should be $100? Isn't it your right to question it? And not only that, I provided most of the parts, and not only that, Patos. If I tell you, well, here what's happening. As you're fixing my vehicle, I from Bamboo. I can get all the parts cheap. Just let me know what you want. Will you go ahead and buy all the parts, bill me double, and then say, here, this is where I have to pay? Or let me know the complete list of parts and say what's happening. Get the parts what you can't get, we'll organize. And this is what we told them. This is what we told them. So at the end of the day, I don't have a problem. If something is worth 100,000, everybody know me. Look, a man doing tile work for me. I give him some money up front. The man say, but boss, I am started. I said, that is how I operate. I owes nobody. I owes nobody. Ask my wife and my family. I am not cheap. Anything my children want, I will give them. Because I'm a father, I spend for my children. But I do not like being ripped off. I do not like being scammed. I do not like... How are you going to submit this? For example, that car is going to come through the company, Rock. We are buying it under Rock name, right? So that we could advertise and put everything on Rock. How are you going to show this bill? Explain to me. As a company, it's on my name, which it shouldn't be on. And then secondly, the bill number. When VAT office see that, they go, or Border Inland Revenue see that, I'm talking about Border Inland Revenue. My partner from Border Inland Revenue call him, right? Let me just WhatsApp him, right? No, the fact is that at the end of the day, people must understand, and I have always said, and look, my son is walking in here, he will verify. Because like I said, I prefer to let things straight, right? Son, how are you going? Let me ask you a question here. Isn't it fact that he had agreed to put in the engine, Feroz had agreed to put in the engine and the gearbox and to get it working and functioning for $7,000? Yeah. Is that true or not? That's true. Good. Good. And isn't it fact that we decided just to add a few things, for example, the coilovers. Who bought the coilovers? We buy everything. Say it louder. Basically everything for the car, almost everything. We bought almost the intercooler, and we bought it from? We buy it from right there by Rashid. Yeah. Did you see the price he charges to just put in an intercooler with the pipe which we supplied? Wait, look at here. Put back up that bill. Watch. Watch. Watch it. $3,500 Zakir to put in the intercooler.
Them charge me for electrical tape, you know?
They charge you, well, here, you know, in West Shore, when you go, they charge you for everything.
Yeah.
Well, that come like these people.
Brake fluid, all kind of thing.
No, but I don't mind. You're charged for what you use. But my problem is this. How you could go from $7,000 to a $40-something thousand bill. And not only that, I want you to verify something. Because like I tell you, I don't like getting ripped off. Isn't it fact we told cans that whatever your parts you need, you just let us know? Yeah. Say it louder.
Yeah.
Good. And isn't it fact we also told them if we cannot provide the parts, let us know before they buy it so we will know the cost? Yeah. And how many months we have been behind them to keep giving us information? And it's months now?
Yes, 3 months.
Months upon months we have been asking, and then all of a sudden cans drop this bill at the beginning of the month. So let me show the company name one more time again. So if all you're thinking about carrying all your car by this place, right? Feroz Cans Auto Garage Limited. Let me tell you the number one. From Point 14, they have a branch in San Fernando too now. Right? Number one, I personally do not recommend them at all. Not in hell. I do not recommend them. That's number one. Number two, the prices are ridiculous. It is exorbitant. It is out of this world. I have been in this business for 20-something years. And all kind of people try to rob me with all kind of thing. But this time, is by here what happened. Even the wrecker fee, when he had told us, and he said he could just pass out 4 or 5 times, how many times he was supposed to pick it up and he never showed up?
About 4 or 5 times, or more.
Good. And not only that, when he showed up now, he said he taking it to San Fernando. Corrected a new place.
Yeah.
He said he was taking it to San Fernando. All of a sudden now, we see a wrecker fee, $1,500 from Point 40. As I said before, and I will say it again, he even accused me of the police service taking away the contract from me. Well, let me educate my partner now. I pull out temporarily because of monies owed by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. That is on public record. Mr. Khan, right? Mr. Khan, Mr. Feroz Khan, the man who cost me about 10 times about my mother, right? The man who real cost me. I'm talking about Assalamu alaikum and thing, you know. But mother this, mother that if you hear breads. I shame. I real shame. So here what happening now. Mr. Khan from Khan's Auto, even my accountant is confused by your bill. Because your bill is all over the place. Could you send to Zakir or myself the balance that is owed, please? Also, could you arrange boxes with all the parts you took out? Also, the rims that you put on in the vehicle, put back on the original one. We will buy some good rims. Because we don't know if those rims been happening. So here what happened. Put back, throw away them rims on them. Also, you see he charge $350 to put in a seat? Yeah. 4 bolt. Yeah. 4 bolt. Patos, what do you think about that way? No, this is it. My son, we were going by somebody else. And my son said, let we go by him. I said, all right. And even quarter way during the project, I tell my son, let we pull the car, right? I told him, I said, let we take the car from there because I'm having some bad vibes about them people and them. And then he said, you know, boy, leave it there. I said, all right. That my son, you know, there's had a burn to learn sometime. At the end of the day, it's an expensive mistake, but children is not a problem. That don't take away the fact he's still my son. Eh? You don't know what on a bill? Big business. Not only that, they open my second branch. So one is I'm a partner, one of the senior men from Border Inland Revenue just contacted me while I was on air. I'll call him back during break. Tell me that bill, something is wrong. So, right. So when we see this now, everybody confused. That $35,998, is it the balance owed? Is it the total? Where you showing what was paid and what was not paid? Along the other bills, I know there are some other things. And by the way, one of the bills is bill number 13. Eh? So it's looking like we caused he to write a bill book. So this is nothing. This, according to the Border Inland Revenue this is under no circumstances acceptable because something definitely wrong there. Eh? Yeah, it's here happening. Like I said before, Border Inland Revenue will do what they have to do, NIS will do what they have to do, and VAT Office will do what they have to do. At the end of the day, when man show the bank account, and one is that here, everything is cash, there's only talk cash. So the good thing about Border Inland Revenue now is that they work with your assets. If you have no money in the bank, where you get a house from? How come you have 6 cars and you only have bill number 17? What's going on there? Where that money come from? The value of the engines and any car is 40,000, where that come from? And they dread with auditing now. So at the end of the day, like I said, I will repeat, I always pay my bills. So to Mr. Firoz Khan, the custbud, the man who customer my mother, I am making it clear. Send me the exact balance owed. And tomorrow morning, I will have a record service that charges $500. Go and pick up the vehicle and drop your money off. And we will do something afterwards. All I'm doing is picking up the car, and what we will do something afterwards where I will enjoy myself. Because my son and everybody know, I don't allow nobody to rip me off. Nobody. Nobody. Especially like this spreads. Right? So, let me go. Like I said, this is not, your son hasn't disrespected me. I have Imran hasn't disrespected me. The other one has not disrespected me. Is the father. Let me tell you something. If I as a father had spoken, in fact I haven't played it back for my son because I'm ashamed. But I will play it back for my son because you know why? I want him to hear the nasty set of cuss that come across from a father who is supposed to be a man. Assalamu alaikum, how you going, your mother? You understand? No. Because he wanted money. Right? So, wow, I'm to me, oh, my attorney boy, Mr. Nanga boy. According to my attorney, leave the car there and let me go. Legal action against it here. According to Ravi. Leave the car. Legal action. So I go, no, here happen. Let me take back the car now. We got to take it back. Because for Ravi to say legal action, that means, you know what? Ravi, no. Ravi, we have never lost a case. Never. So anyway, enough of that rubbish. Enough of that. We'll remind you later on. But as I said before, point number 1, and my son will agree or disagree. Point number 1, I bought a car for $25,000.
Agree.
Louder.
Agree.
$25,000. My son said he wanted to do some drifting. I said, no problem, I'll support you. You are my daughter. Point number 2, we spoke to the boss himself, Firoz Khan. He told us to install the engine, do the electrical landing, and the gearbox, and to get it started and running and working is $7,000. Agree or disagree?
Correct.
Agree. Good. We organized to get everything else, which my staff could have done in 3 to 4 days. How long do they have that car now?
About 6 months.
No. 4 months? Yeah, about 4 months plus they have the car. Right? And we only got our bill at the beginning of March. So the fact is that most everything we supplied. And at the end of the day, like I said before, it's beyond ridiculous because we were billed for things that was supposed to be in a working engine. That come like you go to La Massy and you're buying a vehicle. And when you're buying the vehicle, they tell you, well, boss, you have to buy the radiator separate. You have to buy the Gongshang valve separate. No, not like that, Mr. Khan. And here what happening, I wouldn't disrespect you. Because you see Ramadan coming up, I will have the greatest of respect for you. And I will tell you this as I end this segment. Mr. Khan, there comes a time in everybody's life when they do business that we must account for what we do. And if we know, as Muslims, when we give weight, for example, if someone paid for £5, we cannot give them less than £5, we could give them more. If you know that a market price is X, Y, and Z, and you go above that, and you take advantage of people and dig out their eye, partner here happening, that is not Islamic. That is not even religious at the end of the day. Yeah, exactly, with measurement too. And not only that, a promise. I promise. So I ain't going to lash you and insult you and like how you cuss me about my mother, my deceased mother. I will wish you all the best. May God bless you. May He cause your business to learn a lesson. To learn a lesson from this. So that people will call you and tell you, I hear about this on the program. So for all those of you who were thinking about carrying your car there, hold off a little bit. Hold off. Hold off. Take a breeze. And if you have had an incident similar to this, call me. My number is 6844762. Right? With Khan's Auto Garage, Firoz Khan's Auto Garage. If you have had an incident similar to this, WhatsApp me on 6844762. And that is the reality of it. So, let's get started now, guys. Let me just welcome our good friends RPM Express to this segment. And I would like to thank the courier driver from RPM Express who showed up at my gates 7:30 because he knew the package that I wanted was urgent. And I thank him so much for doing the same. Thank you so much, my friend. Well done. And like I said before, if you have never tried RPM Express, do so. Best courier service out, best rates, best service. All right, so let's rock and roll, guys. Let's see what we have. Let's see that picture there? Let me introduce that picture to you. If you notice, the best looking fella is the fella in the center. My son to the left, Zakir. My brother Boto, my brother Ashmid. Me, my brother Dinky, my brother Bobby, and my brother Nazim. Right? We went to a wedding this weekend. And let me tell you something. Huh? Floor a few of the pictures. Right. You see that fellow on the right? In the middle is my brother whose son got married. Shahid Ishmael. That is the man that reminds me most of my father. A very respectable gentleman. I have the greatest of respect for him. And of course, my brother on the left, Nazim, who got me started in business. Right? So we went with dinner. Far place. And I would like to thank the family for all the courtesies offered. Let's go again, guys. Now, you see this picture? I posted this picture up for a reason. That is my sister-in-law, Liz. And that is my brother, Ibrahim Ishmael, the former principal of Shagona Senior Comp. And when I look at two of them still like, you see people who now fall in love, boy. Two of them looking into each other. That gave me so sick, boy. I mean, what happened to them? Calm that now, boy. Anyway, there's a reason I'm telling you this. Because the other picture, I have an next picture with my brother there. Right? This gentleman, I posted his picture, and the amount of people commented on this gentleman's picture. Come back to me. You know, I was talking to somebody about the level of education in this country and many teachers and principals who don't care. That man used to drive the whole of Shogunas. That man used to go and meet the cinema manager, and he had such a good relationship. Yeah, one of his students inside there, second row. And he used to drag them out of the cinema. He used to wear on the same color uniform as the students. And he was referred to as Flash. I want you to tell me now, I must commend the principal of George's, and there are some teachers like Martin and others who are fantastic teachers. But that aside, could you tell me in these times, Moody, Jawad, Pato, Zakir, where are they getting a principal that will go out of the way like that for his students? Nowhere again. Nowhere would you get a teacher or a principal that I know of would do that in these times. And the thing is that here what happening here, there was one person that sent me a message on Messenger, and it said, he just want me to get a message across to his brother, my brother, that his whole life changed and his future changed because my brother spent 5 minutes with him in the principal's office after he got in trouble. And this is what many principals could do, you know. Many principals could make or they can break your business. In terms of if you want to become a businessman or if you want to become a successful individual, many teachers could break that. Now, when you look recently at a couple committing suicide, a husband and wife, and I don't know what to say about the the whole thing. But what is strange is that he left his maxi for his daughter. Why he could not have sold the maxi to utilize the funds to pay off the debts? And is it that, and I don't know the circumstances, but the fact is that if this man and his wife both agreed to kill themselves because the debt was so bad, is it that they were being threatened and they owed money probably to a loan shark or something and they couldn't pay back the amount of money? And it could be, you can never tell. What happens is one of the things that people don't understand, you see these casinos that have all over? That is a trap for plenty individuals who go there and all the money that they earn, they waste that money there. All their money. And when they come home, they have none to give their wives. And we don't know if this man got himself in a position where it was gambling that I don't know. But to kill yourself, what's happening? I am not saying go and kill yourself, but if you are so weak and life is so hard and you going and kill yourself, which I will never subscribe to, I will never support you to, oh God, don't do it in front of a child now, man. Don't do it so a child could witness you hanging. Don't do it so a child could see you dead on the ground now, man. And don't do it in such a way that here what happening now, this will scar the children for life. Because that child, that will be etched in that child's psyche now, that mommy and daddy hang themselves. And there are photos all over the place. Because when they came, this one take photo, of course the family would have taken photo and the children would have seen it live and a whole set of drama. So, I would like to bring up one instance. And I think Asim was at Baraka Grounds, or Shahid, I can't remember, when they called me and told me that a gentleman from Labrie was at the grounds. 2 days prior to his arrival there, he called me crying, saying that he's about to kill himself. His wife died. He have nothing to live for. He have no children. He has debts. He cannot pay his rent. He don't have no food. And he's going to kill himself. I spoke to him for about 10, 15 minutes. And I told him to come from Labrie, take a bus, drop off by Baraka Grounds, and we will financially assist you. The gentleman came. I met him. I say, here, what's happening? Go to the businesses in the area and beg if you have to. If they give you $1, they give you $1. Look at next example again. Today, I am on the 3rd floor. I live on a 3rd floor house. And I hear somebody bawling and screaming in front. When I look outside the window, an elderly lady. Right? So I say, ma'am, how can I help you? She says she come for some assistance. I say, well, my policy is that I don't give assistance from my home. It has to be through the organization, because anytime I start to give assistance from home, all you know what's going to happen. So what happened is that the lady said, well, she get put out of the house and this and that and a whole long thing. I have no proof of what she was saying. But the fact is that I said, ma'am, I'm sorry, I cannot assist you. I really can't, because I have no proof of what you're telling me and I can't do it. And I just closed the window and I sat down. And boy, let me tell you something. Closing that window and sitting down was hurting me on the rim of my bottom. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't go back on the computer. I opened the window on the other side and I watched the lady going down the road, taking she time. And I tell myself, boy, if this woman do have food and she die of hunger, I'm responsible. So I called Justin in the TV station here. I say, Justin, take some money, run up the road and carry it for she. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to toot my own horn, you know. But here what happening now. You see, our pastors, our imams, and our pundits, many of them are failing us miserably. Many of them are failing us miserably. There are mosques that I know that have millions in their bank account and people ride on the road starving. And that is what you call a failure of a leader, failure of an imam. And it's similar with the churches, and it's similar with the temples. We studying to put glitter outside the mosque. And people aim have water to drink, food to eat, but we're making the mosque nice and glittery and shiny. I really don't know. Anyway, they will have to deal with that. That's a different story. All right, so let's go again, guys. This is my brother Nazim. This is the one that started me off in business, and his wife of 75 years, Zalina. Right? So, Moody, I was looking for a picture again, but I couldn't find it, but I deleted it. But I would just like to wish my partner, Moody. Moody, how old are you today? I'd like to wish him all the best. May God continue to bless you. If you saw Moody dress up today, Moody, you're cotton, boy. Right? You're looking good. You're looking good. For 67 years, you're looking boss. May God bless you and your family and richly bless you with the good of this life and the good of the hereafter. Inshallah, is a good one. Hard-working fella too. Like I always say, all the good hard-working ones, not good-looking, and I am proof of that. Right? So let's welcome Built to Last. And of course, remember, folks, Built to Last, they do not need to have a sale for you to go down there and take advantage of everyday low prices. And you see that number on the screen, 355-7704. Give them a call and they will fix you up. Of course, hardware supplies, standing seam, roofing sheets, decking pull-ins. They build it according to your specifications. And when they build things, it's nothing to rotten and fall on, or get blow away with the wind and because it's so thin, it's like paper. All right, so remember, it's Built to Last, 355-7704. Let's go again, guys. While driving, I was shocked, Moody, to see how much of these cables cut all over the country. I am shocked, right? Yeah. I'm zooming to this picture, guys. Now, what is interesting is that this ain't happening in a bush, you know. This happening in front of my house. People have cameras, and not only that, people losing communication. They're losing cable, they're losing all, well, many of the cable companies now are wireless and fiber. But the reality of it is that these copper cables just disappearing and men being charged like it's a joke. I went to the wedding also, and while walking on the road, I almost butt my head on this piece of cable. Look this here. All you realize how low that cable is too? Watch. And there was nowhere for me to strap it on the side. Some truck or something got bust their windscreen with this. Millions of dollars in theft. And you know what he had this? And I'm appealing to the police service. Make a raid at those scrapyards. Make a raid and you will see cables like that. You will see men hiding in the bush and burning cable to get copper. But like I say, in this country, I don't know what is going on, boy. Let's go again, guys. There's another thing with we. We stink. We nasty. And we don't have no shame. People will take garbage from their homes and will bring it here. And not only garbage, you know, look, couch. Some of them, don't be surprised at our wife and children and in there too, because that is how some of them does move. They dump everything. This is how nasty our culture is. Totally nasty. Ridiculous. I hear happening. We should go into those garbage bags and search for bills and see if we could get anything that would trace it back to the people who dump it. And they can dump it all in their yard. I'd almost open it up and dump it and then throw some extra thing too. Stink. Nasty people. Let's go again, guys. Hey, pause that right there. You see this hole? Thank God I get away from that hole, because I coming out of a side street and I see this hole. This hole is approximately 5 inches deep. And this is located on the same road with Yui, not too far from Wingwa. Brother man, if a car go in that, you're losing your spindle, you're losing your shock, you're losing your Gungshang valve, you're losing your steering rack, and hear what? If you go by chance to do work, well, oh God, you're losing your bank account. Right? So at the end of the day, could the fella who the selfie king of the Tenapuna Piako Regional Corporation, please, could you please handle that for me, please? Oh yes, I'm supposed to put up page 3 of the work that the TPRC is supposed to do. Okay, yeah. Right, okay. This is, right. Let me just, Asim, I'm sending you something here now that Ryan want me to deal with, so I'll deal with that. Let me just get this to you here now. Right, here we go. Bam. Right. This is, right. Right, good. Okay, so let's go again. Now, here, check this bit here. Yes, he said full reopening, but here what happening? I want you to look at that pit here with the two of them. Zoom in. Zoom in. All you watch. No, not the bongs. Watch the Prime Minister's hand, if you could see it, is not even closed in. It's like a half-dead bongs. And not only that, absolutely no eye contact. The Prime Minister does not even look at Al-Rawi. Right? He doesn't even look at him. So therefore, you could tell there is some level of tension. Watch his hand there. So his fist is not. Normally when you give a bounce, Moody is give a bounce what? The man giving a bounce like if he have scoliosis on his hand. Right? Yeah, but as I was saying, there is a war brewing between the two of them. And if it's anything, this video proves it. Right? Come back to me, guys. Right? So here what happened. You know what I want next? You see that video? All you know which video with the Prime Minister talking in Parliament? Yeah, yeah. Or you could play that one and the other one.
I want to know if it belongs to Dominica. Because we want to know if it's for America. And Rosie Amor cannot be able to.
This is the behavior of our Prime Minister. And behind him, in front of him, a set of yayans laughing. Half of them probably can't pay their bill. Half of them probably know where food coming from. But then again, it's P&M, so their business fixed. Everybody else had to starve, right? Right? And they're laughing. Even though this man is getting on like a real yayan, they're laughing. And this is the Prime Minister all they have. Let's go again, guys. Yeah, there we go. That. Yeah, go ahead.
Member for Naparima.
Prime Minister, in terms of measurability, Mia Motley left Guyana with 10,000 jobs. Would it not have been better to go to Guyana than to go to Qatar?
What do you have in Guyana? Why you don't go to Guyana if you want to be in Guyana? As a member of Parliament in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago, you're always talking about Guyana and Barbados. If you're unhappy here, you're free to go. Nobody has tied you here. Don't come and talk to me about me and what. I am the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and I speak for Trinidad and Tobago, and I look after Trinidad and Tobago's interests. And if you have interest in Madam Speaker, what is offensive about this? This is the member who disgraced us in New York.
Prime Minister.
You are the only member of any government.
Prime Minister.
The only member of any government that met with.
Order! Speaker is on her legs. What do you think it is?
Yeah, he's not chairing Balizé House General Council meeting.
Prime Minister.
You know what is interesting? Watch how much the Prime Minister could get away with. I want to repeat that video and watch how the Prime Minister gets away and does not warn and keep. In fact, she's very, Mr. Prime Minister, and I said, I am on my legs, Mr. Prime Minister. You know, if it was, and like I say, Kamala is my favorite, but if it was Kamala or one of them, or Pretty Boy, Padarat, right? Mr. Padarat, I'm on my legs, right? And she go rest it on them. But watch the video again, and there is a definite bias. Take a look.
Member for Naparima.
Prime Minister, in terms of measurability, Mia Motley left Guyana with 10,000 jobs. Would it not have been better to go to Guyana than to go to Qatar?
What do you have in Guyana? Why you don't go to Guyana if you want to be in Guyana? As a member of Parliament in the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago, you're always talking about Guyana and Barbados. If you're unhappy here, you're free to go. Nobody has tied you here. Don't come and talk to me about me and what. I am the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, and I speak for Trinidad and Tobago, and I look after Trinidad and Tobago's interests. And if you have interest in Madam Speaker, what is offensive about this? This is the member who disgraced us in New York.
Prime Minister.
You are the only member of any government,
Prime Minister.
the only member of any government that met with...
Order! Speaker is on her legs. What do you think it is?
Firstly, I want to make it clear. He said, Rowley stated that what Rodney Charles have with Guyana and Barbados. One of the things that I was always observant as a businessman was my competitors, was the people around me. Similarly, with Patos and Moody, etc., in their businesses, they will know that you always look at what your competitor is doing, correct? Barbados is a country that survived COVID and they have intelligent leadership. Barbados is a country expensive like hell, but at the end of the day, the people just voted back in Mia Motley. Guyana is a country nobody wanted to hear about, and now everybody wants a piece of Guyana. Mia Motley went there, and she was able to hook up 10,000 jobs for her country. And what Rodney Charles, and Rodney Charles is not my favorite, like I said, I really can't stand him since the days of the spindly wheel dotations that he came out with. But he asked a very valid question, and that is, why you didn't go Guyana instead? Because Guyana have, more opportunities. But you know what? Rowley shamed to go Guyana. Rowley shamed to go Guyana because in Guyana they're going to laugh at him because Trinidad and Tobago used to treat Guyana like a cesspit. And what happened is that Guyana now breaking style on we, and rightfully so. Rightfully so, because they are doing well. And when you compare Guyana to Trinidad, as I mentioned 2 weeks ago, Guyana contractors getting paid in 2 weeks. In Trinidad, you have to sue the government to get your money. And you get it faster if you pay somebody a little kakada on the side or a big kakada on the side, as the case may be. So the reality of it is this, right? Number one, there is nothing wrong with comparing Guyana or Barbados because all of us are in the Caribbean. Number two, the fact is that right now, Guyana is a good place to invest. Look, Guyana is talking about agriculture. Do you know that Guyana is saying right now that they are expanding and they want people to come and invest in the agricultural sector? When you go and invest in Guyana's agricultural sector, you know what you're doing? You are building Guyana's sustainability in terms of making them self-sustainable, meaning that Guyana would be able to feed themselves. And Guyana is smart. Guyana have a huge landmass, so you could plant 30, 40, 50, 100 acres, and the government is willing to help you to come and plant. Guyana is securing its interests, not we. We stupid here. We using arable land to go and build house, and house that falling apart, and vote apart. That is what we're doing in Trinidad. So when it comes to people, if you don't like it, you could leave. Let me tell you something, Rowley. If we don't like it, that is our right. If we have a problem, that is our right. If we hate your leadership, that is our right. If we consider you a lion, that is our right. Because at the end of the day, when you look at what is taking place compared to other countries and us, we are failing miserably. We are falling apart, left, right, and center. So anyway, here what's happening. Time for me to take a break. But let me just thank my good friends of Extra Care for being part of this segment. And remember, if you have never used Extra Care products, head down to PriceSmart. You'll get the special 4 cans, great price. Or you could head down to Extra Foods. You could head down to Food Basket, all the other supermarkets, and you could get fixed up. All right, so anyway, let me just take a break here. Remember, this is Breaking Barriers. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue right here. We'll be back right after this.
Ronix is a German tool brand. Ronix is a German tool brand.
Many things come and go, but only a few stay forever and become part of us. Sultan Cola. Original drink made of black seed with mineral water, natural flavors, and amazing taste. Refresh yourself with Sultan Cola. You know what you drink.
Mitsu Air Limited, authorized Mitsubishi air conditioning dealer. No need to replace your air conditioning units ever so often. Split units, cassette, ductable, CTVIF systems, and much more. Mitsubishi Electric has long been powering industries and providing solutions for healthy living. Mitsu Air Limited boasts the industry's first 10-year warranty on all parts and labor. Inverter units are also available. Don't hear it, just feel it. Mitsu Air Limited, 246 Eastern Main Road, Barataria. Give us a call at 674-4000 or 675-4000 or email us at mitsu.limited@gmail.com.
Prices on all grocery items. Trust low-cost supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high-quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low-cost supermarket, Southern Main Road, Cunupia.
Premium quality.
And welcome back. Remember, you're watching Breaking Barriers right here on IBN Channel 8. And as I said before, all right, let's run through every, right, yeah. Look at this condition of the river in the back of Bamboo here. This is the Caroni River. Take a look at this. And by the way, this river ain't get so just so, and look at that now, man. And it stink dirty Trinidadians that do that thing. The river decided to manufacture its own bottle and put it in the river, you know. This is people who nasty and throwing things all over in the drain and all over the place. And this is how it end up, right in the back of Bamboo. But you know what? Nobody don't see that. Ministry of Works has seen that, and when flood come, you're going to see the reason you flood. The Tenapuna Piako Regional Corporation is best them just close down. Honestly, best them just close down. Let me just search for something here, boy. I promised that I'd give all you page 3. I've given all the pages of everything that the Tenapuna Piako, and we still calling on Faris to do the audit on that corporation. Right, so here we go. That is 1, 2, 3. Right, here we go. 3. Right, as I'm sending this to you now, right, let me just, that. Right, this is the estimates. So I want to know on this estimates what was done, what was not done, what is pending, what is not pending, you know, what going on with this. Because at the end of the day, I want to hear what's happening. Because, and I'll try to pull that up there now before I right? Oh yeah. Hey, here what happened now. Last week I get a call that it have big fit in Knoll Street curb, right? So I say I go take a pass myself. But man, when I pass there, it was madness. Take a peek. Take a look. Watch this. 99% Venezuelans. 99%. 99% without the mask. And by the way, it had a police jeep pack up, and apparently the police jeep was being entertained. Yeah. Knoll Street. And this residents told me this take place every week. and the St. Joseph station, officers just come and lime and go in the back and drink by people's house. And I saw a police jeep there with no police officers. PBX 11, and I'm holding up the last two numbers. Right? All I know who it is. St. Joseph. All I know who is the officers. And they will go in the back of people's house. That is the allegation. That they will go and they will drink in the back. Because they wasn't stopping anything there, you know. They were part of the problem. Now, let me ask you a question. When the Venezuelans and them see this, that the police partnering with them to commit crime, you think they will have any fear? They will consider trying to be police imps. They will say, but these police are doing nothing, they're dotish. We don't care about them. And that is the end of that. That is the end of that. Anyway, let me just welcome Rita to this segment. And of course, remember, Rita juices, real juice. Not no bogus juice like what you just get in some other brands outside there. And of course, my favorite, the basil drink. There are one or two companies that try to copy this. But apparently, I don't know, like they use brown sugar and water with basil seed. Remember to look for that Rita label whenever you're buying products. All right, so let's go again, guys. This is the work that was, they said that the estimate, some of it is done, some of it is not done. Which one is done? You tell me. Oropun Boulevard, 200, wait, hold on. Spot patching cost 218,000. Spot patching, you know, Dread. Sheldon Trace to strengthen and resurface roadway, 96,000. McDonald Street to strengthen and resurface. Let me go now, man. Clifford Street, Harris Street to strengthen and resurface roadway with hot bituminous mix. McEnroy Street to strengthen and resurface. Green Hill, Harmony Drive. And up to now, this man has not answered us as to if the 200,000 plus spent for Bamboo 2 was for a private businessman in Bamboo number 2. Up to now, he has not responded. I wrote to him, Kwesi, and he has not responded. So here what happening now. I think we will write and we will find out about misbehavior in public office because that is something that needs investigation. Right? So, George Wood Street, 6th Street, Delame. Look at money now. And they're saying all these are estimates and some of them were done. Where that money coming from? And it's claimed they don't have money. All right, guys. That's it. Let's go again. Let's go again. Good. Now, here what happening. Come back to me. What I'm about to discuss is an adult theme. I repeat, what I am about to discuss is an adult theme, and it may be uncomfortable for some children to be in the room while this is being discussed. So I ask if you have children under the age of 16 years, if you could just ask them to please exit for a few minutes while this is being discussed, because at the end of the day, it is an adult theme. And this is what we do here on Breaking Barriers. We deal with issues, local and international, and we deal with dotish things, local and international. All right? So for those of you who are still having your children sit down there, you do it at your own risk right now. All right? Just to let you know that this is not hate speech. This is not inciting. This is stating factually, number one, I have religious beliefs. And as a Muslim on an Islamic station, I am allowed to speak about my religious beliefs and what we believe. Likewise, Christians and likewise, Hindus. In my religion, there's Adam and Eve. There's no Adam and Steve. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. You cannot just get up one morning and say that you feel like you're a girl or you feel like you're a boy and you want to call yourself a boy. Right? Let us state that. Now, recently, there was a swimming competition where a trans man who identifies as a woman won. He was placed in international swimming, he was rated 400 and something. And he identified as a woman at the age of 21, and he won the woman's race. Let us take a look at the slide that you just had, guys. The women are saying we are uncomfortable in our own locker room. Leah Thomas, UPenn teammate, tells how the trans swimmer doesn't always cover up her male genitals. Okay, how could you have her and male genitals in the same line? That makes absolutely no sense, and that is as dotish as you could get. When changing and their concerns go ignored by the coach. Imagine that. Imagine that. But if a man who is a man go and do that and identifies as a man, they have a problem. This is to tell you how mad and stupid this world is, you know. But I want you to take a look at this video. Take a look at this video.
This morning, victory.
Thomas wins the NCAA championship.
And controversy. Leah Thomas, a swimmer on the University of Pennsylvania's women's swim team, has become the first openly transgender athlete to win a Division I NCAA championship.
I try to focus on my swimming, what I need to do to get ready for my races, and just try to block out everything else.
Outside of the...
Right. This is a man. And this man, I'm hearing myself, guys. And this man is identifying himself as a woman, right? And because he identifies as a woman, the NCAA say, well, okay, if you identify as a woman, we will allow you to race as a woman. A big stinking hardback man. And he won. And this is to tell you how mad and stupid this whole world getting, because something as dotish as this is allowed. Continue to play, guys.
And just try to block out everything else.
Outside of the arena, dueling protests.
This isn't about hate. This is about identities do not play sports. Bodies play sports. And Leah Thomas will always have a male body.
This dog whistle for transphobia. If we are going to allow Leah to compete, then we need to give her a chance to win.
This protester inside the arena holding up a sign reading, "Save Women's Sports." Thomas competed on the men's team for 3 seasons before undergoing years of hormone therapy. But critics argue Thomas still has an unfair advantage. Nancy Hogshead-Makar is a women's rights attorney and former Olympic swimmer.
Leah Thomas has been through puberty. So that's 10 years of having testosterone, making broader shoulders and bigger lungs and strength.
Hogshead-Makar wrote a letter to UPenn last month. Signed.
And this is the type of thing that the UNC does push to with so many people on the UNC. And this is why I will never support them, because this type of bacchanal, my children could do it out. I could do it out. And what happens is that in the UNC, there are about 3 or 4 people who support this type of thing, and maybe more. And for me, partner, here what's happening now. You could do what you want, but don't come and tell me what to support or who to support. There's a next video, guys. I want you to listen to this, right? Take a listen to this.
Sex. Well, as human beings, we have a sex, male or female. That is a biological, scientific fact. Now, gender is a linguistic term. Words have gender. People don't.
You're saying that there should be no construct of gender, just sex. You're either male or female.
Right.
And someone feeling in a mental, emotional way that they don't identify with the sex that they have been biologically created as and assigned at birth based on their genitalia. If they don't feel that way, that there's no construct that describes that, experiences that.
Well, that's got nothing to do with the realities. You can feel however you want. I mean, I could sit here and say that I feel like a tomato plant, but that doesn't mean that I'm actually in those things. So your self-perception, you can have whatever self-perception you want, but you can't expect me to take part in that self-perception or to take part in this kind of charade, this theatrical production. You don't get your own pronouns, just like you don't get your own prepositions or your own adjectives. You know, it's like if I were to tell you, my adjectives are handsome and brilliant, and whenever you're talking about me, you have to describe me as handsome and brilliant because that's how I identify. It makes no sense. You don't get your own pronouns. That's grammar. That's language.
So you think it's a delusion? someone is self-delusional.
Yeah, I think it's delusion. It could be mental illness. It could be it's a lot of different things. With children, you know, there's also just a basic confusion that all kids have. Like that's why when you hear a parent say, "Oh, my 4-year-old son came to me and said that I'm a girl now, and so that's what I'm gonna raise him as a girl." No, you're 4-year-old. I have 4 kids. When a 4-year-old boy comes to you and says, "Oh, I'm a girl," here's a good follow-up question. What is a girl? Ask him what he means by that. What do you mean by girl? And when you ask him that, here's what he'll tell you. He will tell you what he really means is that he wants to do some of the things that girls do, like play with the dollhouse, or you know, he likes the color pink. That's fine, play with the dollhouse, but you're still a boy. And that's a question I would like to throw out to other members of the panel, actually, because just like the 4-year-old can't answer what is a girl, well, this is one of the problems with this left-wing gender ideology, is that no one who espouses it can even tell you what these words mean. It's like, what is a woman?
Well,
can you tell me what a woman is?
No, I can't. Because it's not for me to say. Womanhood looks different for everybody.
What do you define a woman as?
An adult human female.
And what does a female mean?
Well,
how do you define a female?
Someone with female reproductive organs.
Okay.
Someone who's, here's the thing, when you're female, it goes right down to your bones, your DNA. So that's why if someone dies, we could dig up their bones 100 years from now. We have no idea what they believed in their head, but we can tell what sex they were because it's ingrained in every fiber of their being.
Interesting. So I'm trying to understand. Your definition is that a woman is someone who is female, you said, right?
Correct, is a biological female.
So what happens if we have maybe someone who is female, identifies as a woman, right? You know, cisgender woman, right? As you just explained, but maybe doesn't have the ability to reproduce. Maybe doesn't have those organs that you're talking about that are reproductive organs.
I have answered the question. You stood up here and said trans women are women.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan explained, I cannot define because I am not myself.
You used the word, so what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right. So here's the thing. So I do not define what a woman is because I do not identify as a woman. Womanhood is something that is an umbrella term. It includes people
that describes what?
People who identify as a woman.
Identify as what?
As a woman.
What is that?
Was to each their own. Each woman, each man, each person is going to have a different relation with their own gender identity and define it differently. And so trans women are women too.
Okay.
And you
And I would like to re-emphasize the point that we are living in a mad world where somebody, for example, this shirt that I am wearing right now is mustard color. Somebody could come and say, well, they believe that that shirt is red, and at the end of the day, that shirt is red, no matter what you say. And this is how mad this whole thing is, you know. This is how stupid it is. The man is right. You cannot decide, and get one day get your own pronouns. You're either male or female. And this is being encouraged all over. You're filling out forms, male, female, or other. What the hell is other? Animals don't fill out form? What is the other? And as I said before, and I'll say it again, my religion, the Christian religion, the Catholics, etc., right? Even though the churches sometimes subscribe to real gober, the fact is that at the end of the day, most of them don't subscribe to these kind of things because it makes absolutely no sense. What you just heard there and what you have just seen shows you the type of madness that we are faced with on this earth right now. Because when I saw this whole swimming competition thing, I said, but wait now, boy. This thing can't be right. This thing can't be real. Right? It cannot be real. The reality of it is that a man entering a woman competition, winning it. And at the end of the day, we see nothing wrong with that. Guys, there's a video with the mayor. I think it's, I think you know which video I have. Could we get that video now? Go ahead and play that video, please.
Today, Governor Ron DeSantis was in Wesley Chapel signing a new high school financial literacy bill into law. This would require basic finance classes for high school students. And while he was there, he weighed in on the swimmer from Sarasota who got second place in the women's 500-yard freestyle race in the NCAA finals last week. The governor signed a proclamation naming Emma Wyant the best female swimmer in that race. Wyant lost to a transgender swimmer from the University of Pennsylvania named Leah Thomas. Many Florida Republican lawmakers have already weighed in on this, and today Governor DeSantis went after the NCAA, saying, quote, they are perpetuating a fraud.
Now, the NCAA is basically taking efforts to destroy women's athletics. They're trying to undermine the integrity of the competition, and they're crowning somebody else the women's champion. And we think that's wrong.
The governor also responded at the
So, at the end of the day, I'm glad to see that lawmakers in the U.S. and elsewhere, they are taking up this issue, because at the end of the day, if you want to do something in your private capacity, fine. But the thing is that when it comes to all these organizations that are government funded and funded by taxpayer dollars, here what happening now. We have to have a say, and we will have a say. All right, so what we're going to do is that we're going to open up our phone lines a bit early tonight and hear what you have to say. Remember, when you call in, turn down the volume on your television, please, so that we could hear you clearly. Let me just welcome Rans to this segment. And remember, Miran is available at supermarkets and mini-marts all over Trinidad and Tobago. And if you do not have Miran in your place, you could give them a call, 744-5555 or 682-9903. Now, remember, when you call in, turn on the volume on your television, please, because we want to make sure that we don't get much feedback. Let's go. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello. Good night. Tinchan.
Good night.
2 quick points here. The first thing is that this whole situation with the Prime Minister and that he is in Parliament, Tinchan. Listen to what he's saying, right? And the man saying that he does speak for Trinidad and Tobago in the interest of Trinidad and Tobago, right? I want to ask one question, right? When he closed on Petrotrin, was that in the interest of Trinidad and Tobago? That's one question I ask, you know? Mm-hmm. And the things that he does do, is that in the interest of Trinidad and Tobago? Because Rodney Charles had a very valid point when he asked the man, and you have a valid point too. When you're looking, you look at the competition, you just don't go and do things else,
Correct.
My next point is, right, I'm making it real quick. This whole transgender thing is mad people living in society now and then. But you notice in Ukraine, right, in the war, they make all transgenders stay back because in the ID card they was listed as men to fight in the war, right? I don't know if you know about that. In Ukraine, right, remember they say all males have to stay back. Right. Everybody who is a transgender there and the ID card have male on it, they have to stay back and fight in the war now with the men. Anyway, you enjoy your night, John.
Yeah, well, that's, if you want to play, man, take man. Right? Yeah, let's go. Hello? Hello?
Hello. Good
yes,
night.
go ahead, please.
Good night.
Good night.
Are you familiar with the name Caster Semenya?
With who?
Caster Semenya.
Yes. Yes,
right.
Guys.
She was born a lady. She had too much high levels.
Guys, there was a picture that I sent. I don't know if you got it, but she's from, is it from South Africa or from Brazil? 1 out of the 2.
No, she's from one of them African islands.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they found that she was too masculine, even though she's a female. Correct?
Yes, they found that she had too much testosterone, and they banned her from running in women's events.
Imagine she's a woman, and she getting banned, and she have proof that she is a woman, and she getting banned. But a man could take part in women's sport. I want to tell you, this world have dotish people, you know. The man is, and I read that today, when I saw it today, and I think it was the Chinese as well who said no, because of her bill and because of this and that, she can't participate. At the end of the day, a lot of people from the African countries, if you look at their bill, you know, next thing we're going to say is that here what's happening, because we're going to say here happen because people from the African countries, because they are more muscular, they can't participate. They have to participate in their own sports. And this is how stupid this whole thing is going to go, you know. At the end of the day, there are countries which compete and do better than African countries, because you know why? It's all about the preparation. If a woman lift weights from a young age, partner, here what's happening, all that weightlifting and that muscle building will cause the testosterone level to go up. And that is the reality of it. Let's go again. Hello. Hello.
Good night, Inchan.
Good night.
So I absolutely agree and understand with your position of what is now trending as the world position on gender identification. But my real difficulty, and I'm quite certain it will be your difficulty, is that within this country in 2022, we have a person that was born male, who thinks like a donkey, operates like a donkey, is running this country like a donkey, but he identifies as the Prime Minister. Have a good night, Inchan.
I don't know if I sent it to you, Saif. There's a slide with a guy with a motorcycle. I had found it on the internet. One is that there was a guy he had a motorcycle in a bicycle race, and he says that his motorcycle identifies as a bicycle. In other words, his motorcycle does not feel that he's a motorcycle. His motorcycle feels that he's a bicycle. So therefore, his motorcycle should be able to participate in a bicycle race. Let's go again, guys. Hello.
Morning. Good night. This guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Guyana first got oil, he didn't went and say that he was going to help Guyana with the oil thing years ago, and the Guyanese people said they didn't want no help from no Trinidadian.
Yeah, because Trinidad. No, but they said it up to recently, where they said that Trinidad should be the last country we look at for an example of how to deal with the oil industry.
Well, Trinidad is the first country to look at how not to deal with the oil industry.
Well said.
But he said that they going, when he was running thing, that they're going and buy land in Guyana to do agriculture. And you remember he was going and make some sort of plywood or some kind of board that he was taking from Guyana.
Yeah, plywood, the plywood plant.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, he and Guyana vex.
No, he vexed because Guyana is a success right now, and Trinidad is an abject failure in the Caribbean.
This is it. And Barbados is the same thing, so you don't want to hear. You're talking thing. And then you want to call and call the Caribbean together and have that. And this is your attitude. This is the representation you're setting for our children to watch at. This is what my grandchild going to look at and say, I must take an exam. You have to learn from him. Take an example, not to be like. Because we cannot. What hurt me is thousands of people support this nonsense. And they will I sure right now, on some station, people defending all that nonsense. The worst behaved man in parliament I ever seen in my born life. You telling that Trinidad and get the hell out of here? That's PNM attitude. Dr. Eric Williams said that years ago about a certain thing leader. And this is the idea. PNM figure this the country, they can do what the hell they want. Them got to stay there till ever and ever and ever and ever. And everybody else have to be a slave under them.
Well, I think it was Shamfa Kujo who had said this is PNM country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you so much. Let's go again. Remember, when you call in, please try and be as brief as possible because we have just a few more minutes to take calls. Oh, just a reminder, our expo starts this Friday. You know what's shocking to me? This thing all over. I have this all over the internet. I have all this on the program. We have a ticker tape running 24 hours a day, at least most times. People still know it on a big digital billboard. They call in, I could get a tent. We warn people, don't come last minute and beg for a tent because at the end of the day, we're trying to limit things because all you know is Inchan Ishmael, and all you know is Baraka Grounds, and all you know how these people have behaved stupid. You could go carnival and 10,000 people could get on like donkey. But anytime 100 Muslims gather, it's like a risk. So Friday, it's opening from Friday. So it's open to the public. It's Food Fest and Expo from Friday until Wednesday. It'll be open on Wednesday, the holiday too as well, the Shouter Baptist holiday, right? So make sure and come down there with the family. And I am making this public as well. Jump high, jump low. Baraka Grounds will be having at least our iftars every weekends, and we will be having a Eidgah. Where say the Moody? Where say the battle? Use any macron. You don't use go elsewhere. Right, where say the Java? That's what we're talking about. All right, let's go back to our lines. Hello.
Hello, good night.
Yes, go ahead.
Good night, Mr. Inchan.
Good night.
As a Catholic, my problem is the gay people having the rights of marriage, option of babies. These kids are confused. They don't know if they're going.
Well, and that is exactly it. But what happens is that, you see, when we look at this thing, when we put this in Parliament, what are we saying? When a man could go and get a child and you don't know where the hell the child come from and say that this is my child and I living with a fella and this is we child, here what happening now? My religion is against that. And at the end of the day, I was brought up with man and woman, and you cannot be against me for my belief. But the fact is that the dotishness that outside there is unbelievable, you know, man. Really unbelievable. Which, when that child grew up with 2 male parents, and they are doing things in front of that child, you know what direction that child take in one time? I always say, all you want to live that life, all you go in on your own island and live. Leave we children alone. Because it's males and females that have children. Female and female do have children, male and male do have children. Let's go again. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Inchan.
Good evening.
Inchan, last week I heard you mention it, that you apologize to the country for supporting Rowley in becoming the Prime Minister.
I said that a long time ago.
Yes, but you see, after this behavior again, this in Parliament there, I think you need to apologize again to the country, boy, because let me tell you something, and I think, you see, from now until this man comes out of Parliament, you need to every week apologize to this country. You owe we that.
Right, but let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Was I the only one that put him in power?
Well, I know I didn't help put him.
Right, and but you were the one that helped put Kamala in power, right? And
No,
Kamala
I never have put no. Let me tell you something. I don't support no political party.
Well,
in this
then
country.
you're a waste of time and you're rubbish. Let me go, next caller. Basically, if he don't support no political party, well, basically you're telling us that you're just stupid. Basically, that's it. Because if you don't support, then you shouldn't have happened. Who put Rowley in power more than he know? Because you know why? He didn't oppose Rowley. He didn't vote for somebody else and calling me to apologize. You should be apologizing to your family for being so stupid. Let's go. Hello. Dotish, until I don't know where these people has come from. Want me to apologize every week, but you didn't vote and you find that sensible. Well, boy, that is what you call capital stupid. Let's go again. Hello.
Hello, good night, sir.
Good night.
We have a prime minister, a president of a country inviting 100,000 jobs into his country. That is Guyana.
Yes.
We have a prime minister of another country who's the most popular prime minister, probably the whole of the Caribbean and the Western Hemisphere. And we have a prime minister here who say he don't want to hear nothing about them. You understand what I mean? He goes in parliament and chastises people, and he don't want to hear nothing about them because we is tutu. You understand? We support tutuism, right? He does not want... How much jobs have we lost in this country under this present government?
Tens of thousands. Tens of thousands.
Right, tens of thousands of jobs. And when you're talking about people who want to lead in a certain direction, to go there and you will find probably jobs for people and make your country, you know, I mean, prosper, right? He don't want to hear about them. He's the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago and this. That is arrogance at the highest level. Try and learn something from the people around you and you wouldn't be a raging bull, right? You wouldn't be bullarizing people and you wouldn't be humping young children in San Fernando. Thank you.
Right, well, that that statement, I don't know what that statement implies or refers to, but of course I distance myself from that statement because at the end of the day, whatever it is about, I have no proof of that. All right, let's go again. We'll take 2 final calls. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good night, Injana. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Injana, I man who listen to your program every Wednesday, and everything that you say makes sense to me. It might make sense to plenty of people, but it makes sense to me and my family. Being a pensioner, I want to tell you something, boy. I'm ashamed to be called a Trinidadian because I'm my Prime Minister and the Prime Minister of the country. I've never yet seen a man more ignorant, more stupid, more dotish than this Prime Minister we have. And everybody that listens to this man, not everybody, but the fanatics that we see and he listens to this man will be laughing like, he really is it.
Yeah.
But I'm ashamed. I'm really ashamed. And then again, the last thing, if we have Hines as the Minister of National Security, and that is the best we could do, God help us.
Yeah, that's correct.
Assalamu alaikum.
Absolute failure. Take care. All the best. Let's go again, guys. Last caller. Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Good evening, Enshan.
Good evening.
Well, Enshan, here now, I feel as a man, yes, and I want to join the West Indian cricket team. But listen to me. We are living in an upside-down world. Seriously. And I do not know how people can support this transgender kind of nonsense.
Dotishness.
If you're born a man, you're born a man. If you're born a woman, you're born a woman. What nonsense is this?
Yeah, but we allowed that in Parliament, in the Senate the other day. We allowed that. We bypassed so many qualified women. And look at what we put in the Senate the other day. That is absurd. And what is the laws? I want to know what the laws of Trinidad say about those things right now.
Well, I hope they don't bring no law here where man can marry man and woman can marry woman and children in school being taught about this kind of a life,
No, but I'll tell you something, huh? And as I said before, if you look at the trend of the UNC has a history of pushing that type of agenda. Kamala's party supports that type of agenda. And that is one reason they will never get my support again with that type of dotishness. Because you see that done, I ain't going down that route.
I ain't supporting that. If I had a homosexual in my house, you have to leave my damn house.
No, and the fact is that here what happening, and as I said before, it's not that you hate, you don't hate the person, you hate the act. Because the fact is that at the end of the day, people don't understand this only. First thing I'll say, good, hate speech. Oh God, they're talking discrimination. It's not that. Let me tell you something. You may like potato, I may not like potato. That is my right. You understand? If you want to live a particular lifestyle, keep that in your house, and that is your business. But don't ask me to support the lifestyle and pay with my tax dollars what you are organizing. We ain't going down that road. All right, so in ending, 2 things. One, I would just like to correct a statement made by Khan's Auto Garage. It was brought to my attention that Khan said that we brought a shell to them. I would like to correct that. That is an absolute lie. It's a false statement. It's full of holes. We brought a working vehicle to them. Patos, you saw that vehicle, right? We brought, when I say the only thing that was missing, we took out the engine. Everything else was there. They did not even take out the engine. We took out the engine. So all they had to do was put in the engine. Imagine that, eh? We took out the engine at my garage here. So the fact is that everything else, and that was a registered vehicle, not a knockdown, not a shell. And for those of you who want to know what I'm talking about, let me just remind you. Number one, a few months ago, I bought a medalist for my son, and what happened is it's a vehicle that he wanted to do drifting in. We decided that we will buy the engine and gearbox from Rashid. We bought it. We bought some other stuff like the intercooler and all the brake sting and the coilovers and all them things. When we had initially spoken to these people at Khan's, Khan's Auto Garage, they told us that they would put the engine in us, for us. They would put in the gearbox and working, because we told them here, we just want that sofa now, right? And they told us, okay, $7,000 to put it in, to install everything and to get it working. And that is a fact, right? So we say no problem, because we know them. So I don't know if that was their regular price, but that was the price that they told us. To just put in coilovers, right? Coilovers, spindle, and everything related to the brakes, right? And to pull a long handle for brakes, all of a sudden is $20-something thousand labor added to that 7,000 plus. Now I just want to remind you and show you that bill again. And let's take a look at those two bills again. Right, zoom in please. Right. So as you could see, total labor 22,000, right? New parts, additional parts, wherever it is. And like I said, we told them that we would get the parts and we will send it to them. They went on their own and got parts that we could have gotten. And when we saw the prices, it was madness. Pull it up to the top, guys. To the top. Right? And as I said before, I cannot, first off, this is supposed to be built to ROC, my company. And then secondly, who am I going to submit this bill to in Border Inland Revenue? And that is an invoice, by the way. You see it marked invoice? No VAT number. No VAT number. Right? Just open up our next garage, which costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. But I didn't say no VAT number. But not only that, how could your invoice be number 17 and you have been a garage operating donkey years? Eh? Donkey years, you understand? So again, craziness. Next bill, guys. Right, go down. Right. Right. Look at next thing. Installation of piping and intercooler. We supply the piping and intercooler. It would take me, a layman like me, half an hour to put in the piping and intercooler, half an hour to an hour. Because an intercooler is inlet outlet. Talk done. 3,500 labor. And that was supposed to be part of the engine and gearbox installation. So the fact is that at the end of the day, according to Mr. Nanga, take them to court. Because several things I could fight with. One, the bill definitely is not a valid bill. Number two, you can't quote one thing and then all of a sudden come with something else now. And at the end of the day, I have won every case that we have put up so far, every case. And Mr. Nanga would not get involved with a case that we can't win. But first, what we want to do, here what's happening now. All we're asking, and I'm saying it publicly to Mr. Feroz Khan, the stink-mouth man who cussed me about my mother, everybody's confused, including my accountant, as to what we owe, because plenty of your bills don't make sense. So what you need to do, you know my number, because that is the same phone you was cussing me about early on, right? Send a WhatsApp to me or to my son with the balance owed, and we will deal with it from there. As I said before, we don't owe people. We don't owe people. I never owe people. That is where I stand. Even though you come to me and you do work for me and you rip me off, I will pay you. But I guarantee you, you're working for me again. And then after that, here what's happening. When I talk about it, you're only going to lose my work. You're going to lose plenty more work too. And that is where I stand. All right? So, as I said before, such as like, yeah. Boy, this as we could see on this thing. But like I said, oh, okay. My partner from BIR asked him to send him the bills. I'm going to send it to him after the program. All right, good. So anyway, folks, all the best. Take care. And we will be in touch. Remember, Friday, our expo starts. Make sure and come down for all your Ramadan goodies, your clothes, everything. Make sure and come down to the expo. Remember, this is open to the public. It's not only Muslims there. It's going to be everybody across the board. So you can come and buy all kind of thing because it's not only stuff available for Muslims only. All right, so organize, and I'll see you on Friday, God willing. Of course, Brilliant will be open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday too as well. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday too as well. All right, so take care, all the best, God bless, and I'll catch you next week for Breaking Barriers. There's a repeat. Next week, Wednesday, is our last episode. No, in fact, what's happening, huh? Next week is holiday. So this will be, this will be the last episode of Breaking Barriers for the next 5 weeks. I repeat, this will be the last episode of Breaking Barriers for the next 5 weeks, because after next week, which is the holiday, we won't have a program then. We have the 4 weeks of Ramadan. So therefore, on behalf of all of us, we would like to thank you for your continued support, and you will catch me in about 5 weeks for the next episode of Breaking Barriers, because, like I said before, because Ramadan is around the corner, and that is when I normally take my break, all right? So take care, folks. All the best. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll catch you in early April. No, early May for the next episode of Breaking Barriers. Take care. God bless you. Assalamu alaikum and good evening.